Hi there, Tanya here, and welcome to my coaching cafe, the place to be to transform your busy living into easy living. So, welcome to session 3 of my mini blog series where I'm sharing with you the 7 ultimate success keys in achieving all of your wildest dreams, goals, ambition easily, quickly, and with energy. So, today we're covering your third success key, I apologize, which is all about your why power. And yes, you heard me right. I did say why power and not willpower. So in a nutshell, your why power is what will keep you going when the going gets tough. But let me explain. This is probably one of my favorite success key. The one that actually made all the difference in me achieving the goals that I was setting out for myself. So until I started using my why power, I was the type of person who had the best laid out goals, action plans out there. As you may know, I am a project manager expert. So when it comes to planning, creating action plans, goal defining, etc., I got this. I'm able to put together probably the best project goals action plan out there. But my challenge has always been to actually follow through on these wonderful action plans. In other words, taking the necessary action to get it done, make it happen, and attaining my destination. So unfortunately, before I started using the concept of the why power, I was able to create and clearly define these awesome goals for myself. But then I wasn't following through. And I was being discouraged, disappointed. I was lacking motivation and momentum. So to help me cope with these disappointments, feelings of failure, if you will, I used to blame it on the, oh well, I guess it's not meant to be. It's probably a sign that the universe doesn't want me to achieve that particular goal. I'm not sure if you can relate to this by any chance, but if you can, you absolutely need to get rid of these thoughts because they are definitely not serving you. Now, I like to think of myself a little bit wiser than I used to be. And what I've learned along the way was that when things do get a little bit tougher, a little bit more challenging, it doesn't mean that it was not meant to be. When we desire something different, of course, it will not be easy, peachy, and breezy all the time. When you think about it, if it would be like this, well, we would all be 100% fulfilled in all areas of our lives, right? So I have come to learn that when we want something new, something that is bigger, something that's bolder, something awesome, well, it will require effort. It will require work. It will require stamina, perseverance, consistency, definitely getting out of our comfort zone, and all of those good things. But when we finally reach our destination, though, the payoff is absolutely amazing, I promise, and all of this will have been worthwhile. So keep in mind that throughout your journey of sometimes the hardships that you encounter, it's probably when you will grow the most, learn the best lessons, and become even stronger and more resilient for the future. So to ensure that you stay the course, that you walk through the fire, that you swim through the oceans, that you climb these mountains. Okay, in all seriousness, it's not that big of a deal, actually. Most of the time, the mountains that we often originally perceive of having to climb ends up being just like small hill that we need to go over. So how do we go over these small hills? Well, it's with your why power. And I've learned about this principle from, in my opinion, one of the best success mentor and author alive today. His name is Darren Hardy. And if you have not heard of him or read any of his work, I strongly recommend one of his books actually called The Compound Effect. And in the compound effect, he does have a little segment to explain the principle of the Y power. And I absolutely love one of the analogy that he shares with us in this book to help us understand the Y power. And it goes something like this. So let's say I were to take a 10-inch wide, 30-foot long plank and put it on the floor right now and ask you, I will give you $20 if you walk the length of the plank. Would you do it? Most likely he would look at me and say, well, that's pretty easy. Of course I'm going to do it. It's probably the easiest 20 bucks that I would make. So now take for instance, let's say that I take the same plank and made a rooftop bridge between two 100-story high buildings and ask you the same question. Would you do it? Would you walk the length of the 30-foot plank at this point? So now you would probably look at me and think that I'm a bit cuckoo, I'm a bit going crazy, and you would definitely not risk your life for $20 to walk the length of that plank, right? But now let's say that your child was standing on the opposite building and that building was on fire. Would you then walk the length of the plank to save him or her? Probably you would not even think twice about it. You would go straight walking that plank to go save your child, regardless if there was a $20 or not at the end of this, right? So think about this a little bit. The goal was the same in all three situations, crossing the length of the plank. So why were you not willing to do it like the second time when it became a rooftop bridge, for instance? It's easy. It's because your Y power was not strong enough. So there you have it. When the reason for doing something is big enough, nothing will stop you. You will be willing to take action. You will be willing to take any type of action that needs to get done in order for you to reach your destination. So here is what I would like for you to do now. I would like for you to take out your top 3 goals that you have identified 2 weeks ago, using both your success key number 1, clarity, and your success key number 2, SMART goals. Then I want you to reflect on a couple of questions that I have for you and answer these questions for each one of your goals, which in turn will give you your Y power for each of your goals, okay? So again, this week I've included a PDF for you to download with some additional food for thought in order for you to identify your Y power for your 3 top 2017 goals. So I do hope you enjoyed this one, and I know firsthand that it can make all the difference between giving up on your goals or following through until you reach your destination. So again, do not hesitate to send me questions, share some insight using the comment section below this video. Also, if you like what you just learned, go ahead and click the like button and share this video with all of your friends. And until then, wishing you easy living.